But tonight, I have got that feeling in my stomach, that feeling of shame, that feeling of embarrassment that I've done something wrong just for being a Manchester United supporter tonight. That's how I feel. That's how brutal that performance and that result is tonight. I sat here on Sunday and said, the Grimsby game doesn't matter unless we lose. That is literally what I said. The Grimsby game does not matter in the context of the season unless we lose. Now, it is a gaping dagger in the heart of Manchester United right now. I'm really struggling with what to say right now because I feel physically sick as a Manchester United fan right now. It's kind of ironic that I'm not actually wearing my Manchester United shirt today because I think if I was, I wouldn't want to be wearing it. That's how disgusted I feel with being a Manchester United fan tonight because it was that bad of a display of a manager's philosophy and a player's ability to execute the situation in regards to playing against a League Two team in a cup game, the style that the manager wants to put out, the amount of effort, all the things that we've called up before. But I will never excuse what I feel is inexcusable, and there are a lot of inexcusables tonight, and they go at Ruben Amorim. Like, I will always stick behind a manager that I think can get something out of a team. Tonight, I don't know what I feel about it. I really, really don't. The decision to pick Onana after everything that has gone on with Onana over the last couple of years and through the summer, and of us wanting to bring in a new goalkeeper and trying to get rid of him and failing to get rid of him and then not picking him and then deciding to pick him tonight, you just knew he was going to be involved. You just knew because he's always involved. And we can do a whole thing on Onana, but we're not because we've got to focus on Amorim tonight. We go 2-0 down to Grimsby Town. We go 2-0 down to a League Two side. And there are players on the pitch that can hang their heads in shame for how they performed. But we go 2-0 down to Grimsby of League Two. A side where, with the amount of attacking quality we have got available to us in that squad, at 2-0 down, some sort of change in shape to put people in the right positions would just naturally produce the result that you need. With the greatest of respect, they're having a great season. They're having a fantastic season. They've got the most goals in English football so far this season. But they are a League Two side for a reason. Just to put it in perspective, the result tonight, Brighton have gone to a Championship side tonight and won 6-0 with a full reserve lineup. We haven't even gone full reserve tonight. We've still started Shesko. We've still started Cunha. We've still started Dorgu. And we have lost to a League Two side tonight. We've drawn and lost on penalties. Let me just run you through the lineup that we had at the end of the game. Onana is in goal. De Ligt is at right centre-back. Maguire is at central centre-back. Diogo Dalot, a right-back, right wing-back, is playing left centre-back. Brian Mbeumo, a right winger / striker, is playing right wing-back. Mainu is playing central midfield. Fine, I thought he was our best player tonight. Bruno Fernandes, an attacking midfielder, is playing so deep, he's basically standing next to Maguire because it's the only place for him. He is playing out of position. Mason Mount, an attacking midfielder, is playing left wing-back. Joshua Zirkzee, a striker / centre-forward, is playing in midfield. Cunha, fine, attacking midfielder, is playing attacking midfield. Shesko is up front. There are so many players in positions where they're not going to be effective on that pitch because of Ruben Amorim's absolute stubbornness and desire to stick with the formation. It's not about changing personnel and going, oh, he'll do something different in that position. This is literally making people play in positions they literally don't know how to play. There is a reason why on video games, you put someone out of position, all of their stats get worse. It's because they can't play there, so they perform worse. His stubbornness and lack of ability to adapt to a situation has been exposed by a League Two side tonight. That is inexcusable. Utterly inexcusable. Like, even if you just stuck with the players in the shape that we were playing and just done player for player, It would have made a little bit more sense than bringing on other players and putting people out of position. But if you're going to bring on those extra players, you're going to bring on those extra attackers, change the shape to suit the players you're bringing on. It is amateur stuff. It is amateur stuff. And like I said, I have sat here, I've defended Ruben Amorim when I can because I've seen positive signs from this Manchester United side playing in this system. I go about it again. We played so well against Arsenal on the opening day. We were unlucky. In my opinion, we were very unlucky against Fulham and we should have beaten Fulham as well. We weren't unlucky tonight. If anything, we were lucky tonight not to lose the game in 90 minutes. Let's be real. The only reason we got our 2 goals tonight is because Kobbie Mainoo, our best player on the pitch, picked the ball up in midfield, drove all the way through that midfield, committing a couple of players, which allowed Mbeumo the space to get it in his natural position of the right forward position to get the ball and place it in the corner. And then we score a set piece because we are still a threat on set pieces when you've got those tall players on the pitch. Outside of that, no, absolutely not. Disgrace. Absolutely disgraceful performance. All round. Ahmad, appalling. I don't know what was wrong with him. I honestly don't know what was wrong with him. I don't know if it's because he's been playing at right wing back for the last 2 months. He's like forgotten what to do in the attacking midfield position, but then he was pretty useless at right wing back as well. Dalot, yet again, awful at right wing back. If anything, he actually played a little bit better at centre back, which is just baffling to say. But he looked off it. He took Dorgu off at half time and put Ahmad at right wing back and Dalot at left wing back when we've got a 6'5" striker on the pitch. Why not play the left footer at left wing back and the right footer at right wing back and put crosses into the box? Like, I don't understand what he's tried to do tonight to get something out of this game. Now, granted, whatever you can say, sure, we forced the penalty shootout. But crying out loud, it's a League 2 team. If we win the penalty shootout, if Cunha scores his penalty, it's just as embarrassing. But, actually, no, it's not just as embarrassing, because now I will actually get to Onana. Outside of the decision to pick him in the first place, he absolutely justified why he should never be picked in the first place. And that's why I start with Cunha's penalty. Because Cunha's penalty exposed Onana to a hell of a lot more penalties. Half of them, he just completely dove out the way. And I mean, sure, player puts it in the other corner, but he dives so far that even if they'd have put it on the correct side, he probably wouldn't have saved it. Which then brings me to the 4 penalties he palmed in. 4. 4 of them he saved, but didn't actually save. How is that a Premier League level goalkeeper on ridiculous wages? He's probably on more wages than the entire Grimsby squad combined. Why was he in goal? Like, we were trying to get rid of him. Why have we given him this opportunity, given him this platform to embarrass both himself and the football club again? I don't understand it. Should have just played Tom Heaton. If anything, he'd have been suited to playing a game against Grimsby because he is someone that is experienced in playing lower league competition. Obviously not that low down, but he's sort of built as one of those sort of goalkeepers that's good in those situations. He'd have been absolutely fine in tonight's game. But Amorim has picked Onana. Onana has had his usual Onana game. He should have saved the first one. I don't know what he's doing with the second one. I don't care about the handball. I couldn't give a... I nearly swore again. I couldn't give whatever about the handball. Whatever. It happened. The situation arises because Onana's come out for a punch with 2 fists and got absolutely nowhere near it. He deserves to be punished for that. I don't care if it's handball. Then, like I say, 4 penalties he gets to but doesn't actually save any of them. Okay, he tips 1 onto the bar, but he barely saved that one. Yeah. I don't know. As I said, I feel ashamed. I feel embarrassed. I feel let down. Yeah, I just feel disgusted to be a Manchester United fan tonight. I really, really do. I don't want apologies. I don't want to see Ruben Amorim come out and say, I'm sorry for not doing this or not doing that. I don't want to see Bruno coming out and say, we're sorry that we weren't able to get the result. I don't want to see Cunha come out and say he's sorry for missing the penalty because I actually think he had a relatively good game as well when he could actually receive the ball. You know, I don't want to see apologies from those players. What I want to see is explanations. I want to hear why we weren't prepared to take on a League Two side. I want to know why the players weren't committed enough. They didn't. That's what I mean about not understanding the assignment. I wanted to know why they weren't willing to scrap with a League Two side that is obviously going to scrap. You have to resort to using your talents to outclass them. Don't resort to just falling over and giving in to challenges. They could have beat us by more. There were counter-attacks in that second half where Maguire was the only person back. That is shocking mentality. That's pathetic. It's weak. And I said I can't excuse the inexcusable. I have no explanation for it other than it is pathetic from the players and it is an embarrassment from the manager. We're out of the League Cup. So, you know, I guess further positives in regards to the fact that that's another competition we're not going to be able to play in midweeks. So over the course of the literal next 4 months until the FA Cup starts in January, we can have every single week preparing for every single Premier League game now. So there is literally no excuses now. There is none. There are no excuses from now until January. They will have 7 days. Okay, international breaks, whatever. They will have 7 days from game to game to prepare, train, and get everything sorted for the next Premier League game. Failure to deliver against Burnley, I'm done. I'm out. I there's no coming back. In theory, there should be no coming back from tonight. But failure to deliver against Burnley, I have no issue with him being sacked. I really don't, because there is so much talent in that squad. It was on show in moments tonight, especially from Mainu, Cunha when he got it, and Burmo when he got the ball in the key areas of the pitch. Poor old Chesko yet again hung out to dry against the League Two side. He had more opportunities tonight. I think he was unlucky with a couple. The Licks stole the opportunity for him to get a winner at the end. But there is so much ability in that Manchester United squad. And tonight it's been utterly wasted by Ruben Amorim. I've got no sympathy for any of the players tonight because they've been hung out to dry from their manager. And even though that's the case, they themselves, for the most part, haven't done enough effort to get the job done. So that'll be my end of rant. I don't know how long I've been going, but yeah, dejected, embarrassed, ashamed, the end. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.